Parshas Tzav. Parshas Tzav. I want to begin with some beautiful words of Moshe Feinstein. Obvious words, but when Moshe talks to us, I find personally that it sort of just seeps in a different way. So let's listen to some incredible words from Hagoyin HaGadol. Says the pasuk, "Upashad es begadav." The kohanim take off their clothing. V'lavash begadim acherim, and they wear other clothing. And then they go and they clean out the ashes. Says Rashi, Ein zeh chayva el derech eretz. Says Rashi, it's derech eretz. What's the derech eretz happening in this pasuk? Begadim, clothing, shabishal behem kedira l'rabbi, that you cooked a dish for your master, al yimzoig behem kais l'rabbi. You don't serve the master in. The same clothing they used in the kitchen to cook, you don't use when you're serving the master. So says Rashi, that's why we're changing clothing over here. The Kehanim, he's going to perform the Avodah. He has to change his clothing. So says Moshe Feinstein, one incredible line. He says that even though we're dealing with Dinei Derech Eretz, says Moshe, yet this is the din. What's the din? That they have to change their clothing. So it's very nice that Rashi is teaching us. It's not a chiyuv, but at the end of the day, says Ramesha, this is the din. So what do we see from here? Says Ramesha, when it comes ukaha till a tefillah, just like by davening, sarch tikkun begadim, we have to dress appropriately. Vim loy asakain, and if not, if you're able to, like you don't know, you're standing in front of the king. Just like when the kohen comes in, and instead of wearing this clothing, he wears that clothing. And obviously, each on their own level, but it's more, I think sometimes we might get caught up in the detail. Do I get dressed? Do I not get dressed? It's more of the overall approach that Ramesha is teaching us, which is obvious. What are we doing when we daven? We're coming to talk to the king. And just like the Kohanim, when they came to talk to the king, what do they do? Thank you so much. What do? They had to change their clothing. So we also have to change their clothing. And if one isn't holding and changing his outward clothing, there's other ways. What are other ways? It's like the sink. It takes 3 seconds or less. You turn on the water and you wash your hands. Do you need a cup? Do you not need a cup? Okay, but your point is, you're doing something for davening. And the reality is that 2-3 seconds that one does could change their whole davening. There's a pasuk that you say when you walk into a shul. Believe it or not. There's a pasuk. What's the pasuk? Pasuk is because you're coming to daven. You're walking into God's house. There's also a pasuk when you kiss a mezuzah, but that's a different story. But you're coming into God's house. Says Ramesha, that's the limud from the Kohanim. So again, if one is holding Pasuk Bebeis Elikim Nahalich Beragish. Bebeis Elikim, in the house of God, Nahalich Beragish. We come in with fear. And some add on another pasuk. That's what you say when you walk into shul. But again, I think from our yeshiva system, what happens is sometimes we get caught up in the yes jacket, no jacket, yes hat, gartel, clothing, this, that. And because of that, what do? We chuck the whole thing out the window and we just dive into davening with nothing. It's not all or none. That's not our religion. If one's putting on a jacket, gavaldik. If one isn't, so you can wash your hand. If one isn't holding a that, maybe it's that extra 3 seconds of thinking, wait, I'm about to be medaber lifnei hamelech. That's lima number one. Lima number one from the parsha.